Hi, welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and I've got a brand new iron for you here today in this video. I'm going to look at the new TaylorMade P790 UDI 2 iron. Okay, now obviously the P790 has been extremely popular since it's been launched. We've done a lot of sets here through Custom Fit here at Lytham Golf Academy, and really from word go, the tour players have had this 2 iron and 1 iron. We've actually seen a 1 iron out there in this UDI in a driving iron, but it never got released to market. Now obviously a few months since P790 has been released, and they've now brought the UDI to the market for you guys to sort of purchase. Now it's only available in a 2 iron, one option only, 17 degrees of loft, but it's still that hollow head construction as you see with that P790 iron. So very nice continuation there from the set, but obviously in that driving iron format. Now we've still got a bit of technology happening here. We've got the forged head as you get with the P790 irons. We've got the tungsten in there, we've got that screw, and we've obviously got that speed foam inside the head, which is helping a little bit with sound and trying to get ball speed off the club face. Now the thinness of the face has gone a little bit thinner now against the P790 iron, so hotter ball speeds, TaylorMade are claiming. Obviously got a speed slot in the bottom there for maybe those miss hits low in the face, keeping that ball speed up. Now as standard it comes in the hazardous, from Project X, hazardous black graphite shaft in obviously different flexes, and that comes as a standard option. Now obviously graphite in a driving iron are getting quite sort of popular. I'm a big fan of that. I've got a Strixon driving iron with a graphite shaft, just found it a little bit more easy to use, a bit more forgiving, not quite as heavy because of the length of the shaft, and just makes it a little bit easier to launch that golf ball. So I think that's quite a good option. We're obviously going to see here, I've got 6.5 flex, X flex here in this, so it's a bit more my spec here, so I'm really interested to see how this performs, because I am a big fan of a long iron in the bag. But through Custom Fit you can have steel options in there as per you know, the normal P790 irons. Through a proper fitting session you can have obviously any option of steel shaft going in that head. So without further ado, let's get some hit here on GC2 HMT got set up here. So we'll have a look at some obviously looks of it, give you some feedback on that, some ball flight, and see what sort of numbers this UDI iron produces. Okay, so as I sit that down by the golf ball there, I think the first thing that really stands out is the look of it. It's quite a slim looking club, bit of a sort of medium, thickish top line there, and you're just seeing a slight back of the edge there, but not massive. So it is quite a neat looking club as you sit that down by the ball there. So to me it looks really quite attractive. A little bit of an offset there, but really nice looking here. So let's get this first one hit. Okay, now the sort of flight I'm going to expect with this is quite a low penetrating flight. So hazardous black, it's pretty low spin. Obviously got it in X flex here, but it's low launch, low spin. Loft on this is 17 degrees, so fairly sort of strong for 2, maybe 1 degree stronger than probably what I'd say a 2 iron is, sort of 18 degree. That particular shot there didn't quite get to the bottom of the ball, a little bit low in the face, but flight wise was very neutral. And it's a bit of a fairway finder that, and that's the sort of club I'd probably expect this to sort of fit in for a lot of guys. So for me, it's a club that I'd use a lot off the tee. Maybe that sort of tight par 4 where you need that to find the fairway, or maybe the shot where you're into the wind a little bit and just want to get that lower launch off the tee. I think this is where this club will come into it. Oh, that feels great. I've struck that one really well there. Very sort of penetrating ball flight there. That's definitely not climbing at all. It's coming out really piercing. I'm just thinking if that's hitting that into the wind there, that's going to be really firing through that wind. Great strike there. Really like that flight. It's definitely going to run as well when that hits the ground. So that last one there, carrying out at 242 as a carry, running to around 270 is a great number for a 2 iron there. And obviously with a lot more accuracy there. So obviously the advantages here maybe if you're looking to maybe choose this sort of long iron, hybrid iron, or that driving iron, or that actual hybrid sort of part of the bag, is the advantage maybe with an iron is you get that straight face, where obviously hybrid you've got that roll and bulge, so obviously a little bit more gear effect can sort of kick in a little bit more with that hybrid, and maybe a little bit harder to control direction, whereas an iron would be a little bit more consistent on that. So TaylorMade is sort of saying this is 1.75mm face thickness, which is really thin and thinner than the P790 irons. So a little bit hot off that Clubface and a little bit of a mini inverted cone technology. So again, about ball speed and accuracy here that TaylorMade are claiming, and so far we're seeing that. So let's get this third one hit here. I do really like the look of this as it sits down behind that golf ball. It does sit very nice to my eye. Okay, now that wasn't a great strike. That was a bit of a toe, and I've pushed that up that right hand side a bit there. Wasn't the best of strikes by all means. Definitely felt like I hit the toe. Yeah, I mean that's carried 237 there, run out 262. So it's not the longest, but it's not a massive drop off there. And I have pushed that, which is a bit more me, but again it hasn't had a lot of curvature on that. It's just more of a push shot, a little bit of toe strike. Probably just didn't quite square that up at impact. Right, okay, let's hit this last one, ball number 4, and then we'll go and look at some numbers and see how this UDI is performing for me. This last one I hit. Try and finish on a good one. Yeah, good. Again, not the perfect strike, just a tiny bit low in the club face, but very penetrating there. I love that ball flight. Yeah, that's 230 carry. So let's go and check some numbers in a little bit more detail and see how that 2-iron is performing for me. Okay, so let's look at some numbers here. So we've got club head speed at 102, ball speed at 145. So quite happy with that ball speed there for a 2-iron. That's a decent sort of number there. We can see obviously that second one I hit there was the better strike there. That carried at 242, ball speed 148. So again, you know, strike does play a big part of that. The first one and the last one were a little bit low in the face, if I'm going to get really picky. So 144, 145. And then the third shot at the 143 was the toey one. So you see the drop off isn't huge there, and the distances between the carry at between 230 as the shorter ones with a slightly low in the face strikes to the pure one, which is at 242. It's only really 12 yards, which in terms of a 2-iron, it isn't a massive distance there. So I'm quite happy with those numbers there. Launching around sort of 9 degrees, so it is coming out pretty hot there, which I like. You know, if I do want that driving iron, and it's for me it's a off the tee club, as well as maybe a long par 5 where you're maybe trying to chase that ball a little bit. So I do want that low penetrating flight. If I can hit it high, I can do that. I can change my stance, I can change my swing a little bit, and I can just get that launched, you know, up to maybe 12, 13 degrees. But as a stock shot, I'd want to see that coming out pretty low and pretty fiery, which it does. So spinning there at just under 2,500, which is sort of expected sort of spin number there. So that ball's definitely not climbing through the air and averaging its peak height at only 21 yards. So it's definitely going forward, you know, with a bit of speed there, lower launch. It's not peaking massively high. You know, it's hitting a good carried distance for me at 234, and I know that's going to run. So we can see there neck under 30 yards run, obviously depending on with ground conditions and what it's landing on. The one that creeped up a little bit higher was 26 yards. That's where I left the face a bit open, pushed it. You can see that's launched a little bit higher, so I've delivered a tiny bit more loft there to create those numbers. But that was a little bit of a more me than the actual club itself. Okay guys, so there we go, TaylorMade P790 UDI 2-iron. It's a nice golf club, that very much ticks the box for me. That could be something that might just go in my bag possibly. I love it in that graphite option. I've got that in my driving iron at the moment. So I do like that weight and the balance combo there. Just maybe feeling a little bit lighter in that club, just makes it a little bit easy to swing. But I've got a shaft there that's very stable there for me because I don't want that head to move around too much there. So quite a nice combo there. I think that will be a popular option. It's probably one of the reasons why TaylorMade have put it in as a standard option. As I said before, you can have steel shafts put in these like through custom fits. So in terms of the head, I must admit when I first saw this, I was expecting it to be a little bit chunky at the bottom. Generally what you find in these driving irons, a little bit thicker in that sole, a little bit more weight at the bottom, just makes that ball a little bit easier to launch the ball. It's very similar to the irons in terms of the thickness of the sole here, so it doesn't look too dissimilar, to be honest. Which I don't mind, you know, it's just a bit slimmer looking. So I'm just thinking for some golfers, as they put that down, it might look a bit scary. It is pretty forgiving because you've got that hollow head there, you've got to remember. So it does look probably a little bit scarier than probably what it does play. But I think there is more forgiving driving irons out in the market. But if you're a player with, I'd probably say this is suited more for the guy with a little bit of speed. into the better play with obviously lots of speed, and who wants that really low ball flight, a little bit of forgiveness, got the forged look, feel, got the nice look behind it. I think that ticks a lot of boxes. So you know, if that's something on your radar, definitely go and give that a try, as well as others. Obviously, as always, I always recommend try a few different ones to find the right one for you, and obviously get fitted as well is the key. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for that. Do share that around if you know anybody who's interested in the driving irons there. Share this video around. Do hit the like button, give it a thumbs up. Do hit that subscribe button, of course, and obviously that bell icon to get notifications of future videos. And hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.